I normally watch your videos on ×2 speed, so you sound very slow right now. Can somebody queue up Walter Shocked? Gen Z's reaction when they find out you can't ×2 speed talking to your spouse. Hank! Hank! I'm getting a lot of +2s on that one. Holy. Okay, we need drill speed. Drill speed's next. Drill speed, drill speed, drill speed. Too short, that's fine. I'll live with that. We'll hold for now. Salt Key and Ackfish, you sent me one? You're a known... Don't take this the wrong... Well, no, do take this the wrong way. You're a known entity in my mind. You work in the industry? I think I personally have timed you out at least one time. Or did you get like a bunch of chatters together to do it? Please audit them? Well, I'm just confused. Oh, I was copy and pasting something a dev said in chat. Okay, see, all right. Now everything's, you know, business as usual. Now I understand. By the way, we are in a horrible place here. Known copy paster. One of those. Upgrade your drill then. I need the squares to upgrade the drill, okay? This is like you need 10 years of job experience to get an entry-level job. Okay, here I am on the left. We found some triangles. You're so lucky. How big of a bag do they need to pay you to stream Raid Shadow Legends? The limit does not exist, okay? But I also recognize that I'm lucky to be in a position where I could say something like that. It's less based on ethics and more based on circumstance. Go back up. If this isn't a teleporter, I'm gonna fucking scream, man. I'm gonna lose my mind. I think we have to take a converter. It was like the most boring setup of all time, but we're generating so much water, and then getting the square multiplier is like the only... I think it could have a huge impact here. I actually would love to get the early square multiplier. 4-2 allows us to multiply iron. Absolutely. Then we can shove one iron in there, and it's wrong. I hate the Rings of Power. Lord of the Rings, pretty good. But I don't know, I read it in like the 8th grade. It's been a while. Also, here's a hot take for you. That is like the least hot take of all time. Why is the substrate so freaking thick, man? If you write a book, you should be the person who reads the audiobook. I don't care if your voice is like all squeaky and unconfident and messed up. The author should always read the audiobook, man. -2. The author should always read the audio. I'm saying it louder until more people agree with me. What if they're dead? Then I don't want to read your book, okay? Because I only read books from people that are built different. Doesn't really make any sense, honestly. But by the way, Josh is here. Hi, Josh. That's like the writer acting in a movie. Well, I don't know, it's all... But it's better than nothing. Outer edges more likely to spawn triangles. Okay. Game FAQs. Microsoft MVP Dome Keeper has arrived. Let's see. There's some water. Oh, my savior! I got an achievement. What, the greatest one guy in history? Your mining advice actually saved my life. It saved me. And I'm like, I'm sorry to tell you. When you're living with people, the people have a right to have pets. Sometimes you're gonna see some dog shit, okay? Sometimes you're gonna see some dog pee. And sometimes people are gonna take their bike through a hallway and you're gonna see like a little trail of dirt on the hallway. The solution to this is not ban bikes from the building. The solution to this is like you get a life. You get a life and you get something like more important to care about than the exact height of someone's grass on their lawn or something like that, right? Similar situation. First off, it seems like this lady is like in the wrong to begin with because of the fact that the property manager told her to F off. But even if it was against the tenants of the apartment building itself, who cares, man? It's a doorbell. My verdict here is I'm scrolling. Am I the asshole for making my son walk the wall? Hold on. Hold on. Am I the asshole for using a spray bottle to train my nephew? Hold on. Hold on. Before I get started here, this is a genuine question. The first sentence, my nephew is a rainbow baby. I need to inform myself. At first, I thought a rainbow baby was one of those kids that the parents are convinced they have psychic powers. But I think that means that's an indigo child. It's two different things. Okay. It's a baby born after a complication from a previous pregnancy. Okay. Next one. He started screaming that he wanted a cookie. I stood my ground. He eventually went away. You're a better parent than the actual mom. I'm sorry to tell you. At least in this micro example, you look like a better example. You look like a better parent than the actual mom here. Next time he came, he didn't ask. He just went for the container. I grabbed the spray bottle I used to keep the cat off the counter. I gave him a couple of squirts and said no. He got startled and ran away. My sister said her son isn't an animal to be reprimanded with water. The next time he came into my kitchen, I put my hand on the spray bottle. He didn't even look at the counter and went away. My sister called my parents to tell on me. Wait, aren't you like in your 40s? To tell on me for treating her kid like that. They are mad at me for not giving in to her poor baby. Okay, I'm just going to be honest. It's like not the asshole and also hilarious. The squirt bottle in my current perception and it works on pets. That's fair. I totally get it. So let's break this down before some weirdo comes in and tries to make you feel guilty. No, I want the weirdo to come in. I want to read the weirdo. Your husband has specific needs that can get pricey. As a person who has dietary limitations and who lives with others who do as well, I know how unfair the celiac and diabetic tax is on a budget-strained house. This kid's going to get hit so hard by the world. I'm going to kick that son of a bitch bison's ass so hard that the next bison wannabe is going to feel it. I'm going to kick that son of a bitch bison's ass so hard. Sorry, the next bison wannabe is going to feel it. This kid is going to get hit so hard by the world, and I legitimately bet this is the first time anyone said this, so I have two things for you. A golden not the asshole that I will vigorously and aggressively defend, and advice. If your sister can't get her kid to... I mean, this is fair. We're starting to get into it a little bit here. Gonna kick that son of a bitch bison's ass so hard. Am I the asshole for making my son walk the dog? Asshole. This should be good. Throwaway account and fake names because my wife is also on Reddit. Brother, if you don't want your wife to find your Am I the Asshole post, you should make up a fake story. What kind of person is going to read a story that echoes their real life, one for one, and then be like, well, the names are changed, though. This can't be... This exact thing happened to me, and all of our children are exactly the same age, and yet the names are different. You know what? I think you're right. The best... Just It popped up from the ground like a little prairie dog. Dylan straight up refused, and he shut down the conversation every time I bring it up. It's been a week, and he hasn't walked the dog once. In my frustration, I told him if he didn't start listening, I wouldn't allow him to go to the comic book store anymore. He freaked out and told my wife. Dylan, you freaking narc. How dare you? My son's a damn snitch, man. He told Mom. Now my wife is upset with me, claiming I knew what I was getting into with this, and I knew Dylan wouldn't be playing with the dog, but his intolerance of the dog was weird, and I can't entertain it any longer. My wife has been short with me ever since that conversation, and Dylan is cold with me as well. Alex is now agreeing with his mother, which is making me have... Oh, until he can move out. Okay. Alex, the heir, the pride and joy with the same likes as you. Dylan, the spare, can't click with you because you do not understand him. Jake, the baby, again, someone you can click with. Holy cow, man. Dylan's situation sounds like the typical overlooked middle child. Here's my impression of middle children. This is classic middle child stuff. This reminds me so much of being a middle child. Sorry. Middle children mouthing. I'm a middle child. I'm also the oldest and the youngest. Riddle me this. He is his own person, has not to be your carbon copy to show the world your manliness. In future years, when you browse through social media and see a post that he is engaged but he didn't tell you, when you see wedding photos for a wedding you got no invitation to, the birth, the baptism of a grandchildren you will never see, then search for this post. Read it, and maybe then you will understand that no is a full sentence. But until then, the Lord of the Manor wants a dog. Lord of the Manor gets a dog after nagging, cajoling, pressuring wife and middle child into agreeing. But now the Lord is pissed that a forced yes is still a no, and again abuses his authority as a parent to pressure said child into behavior the Lord deems acceptable. There are people out there who dislike dirt. There are people out there who dislike dogs, who want a gerbil, a cat, a snake. There are people out there who are so against getting a pet since they know exactly who will have to care for them. Not the owner, no. The care will be placed onto their shoulders if they want it or not, as you are doing now. But guess what? There are people out there who know how to help themselves, to stand up for themselves. How often do you think you can force Dylan to try to bond with Zeus by walking him, to play with him, to care for him? How fast comes the day when you come home from work and get informed that Dylan walked Zeus as the Lord ordered? But sadly, Zeus got away and is nowhere to be found. And all this just because you can't accept that Dylan is not you. Dylan's going to kill the dog? Edit, thank you for the Redditors for the kind awards. I finally figured out how to get a notice for them and say thank you via the chat, I hope. In case this doesn't work again, thank you. And please say a prayer for Dylan, will you? Holy. Sanest comment on the internet just dropped? Why is it it's written like, this comment was brought to you by Peter Baelish. Lord of the Manor wanted a dog, but that didn't matter. Peter did not want one, but that didn't matter, did it, Ned? Did it? What the Lord wants, the Lord gets. And who had to look after the dog? Who had to feed it and water the dog? And find an off-leash park, because in a normal park you can't take your dog off the leash or someone might yell at you because there's kids running around. OP does say he likes sushi, though. Okay, here we go. Person who has had sushi 2 times in their life. I feel like there's a big range of what people might mean when they say they like sushi. Like if someone likes California rolls, all those Americanized rolls with avocados and jalapenos, they could say they like sushi. Is it traditional Japanese sushi? No, but it's still a type of sushi. Or maybe they like sushi boats where you pick little dishes off of a conveyor belt. Omakase is a pretty specific type of sushi served in a specific way according to Wikipedia. Speaking as someone who does like a good omakase, I can see how someone who claims to like sushi might not necessarily like omakase. Hey, thanks for the birthday gift, girlfriend, but this isn't exactly the kind of sushi that I like. And I'm an adult man, which means apparently I don't know how to have a conversation. Instead, I have to just escalate the bit like it's some kind of improv sketch. Persisted. Later on, I got a call from her dad basically blaming the whole thing on me and demanding I pay to get the laptop fixed, but I still refused. Now she's refusing to come again unless I pay for her laptop repair, even though I paid her in advance to watch the kids. Can I be honest with you? This is kind of like an everybody sucks here. I'm not just taking the side of the parent. The parent definitely sucks. They have a responsibility. The child broke something that didn't belong to them. At the same time, like when you're the... Just relax for a second. Just before you get to -2s, just relax a second. What did the babysitter do? The kids are in her care, and you got to understand that, like, a 6-year-old, you got to watch them. Like, I'm not saying she was negligent, but if you have, like, valuable, fragile stuff in the house, that's why you have to keep an eye on them. So when they pick it up, you say, put that shit down, you're going to break it. I feel like they both played a role. I think they got it broke. I would be like, that's 100% my fault as the parent. If they were like, I wasn't watching them, and they picked it up and ran with it and then fell over and smashed it, I'd be like, well, why didn't you fucking say, put that shit down? Seems like that's something that you could have had a role in preventing. She was making them lunch, so fucking have the kids come into the kitchen while you're making them lunch. Move the laptop to the kitchen while you're making them lunch. Put the laptop in your laptop bag while you're making them lunch or something like that. Like, we tried nothing and we're all out of ideas, man. She's 17, though? I'm not saying put her in the freaking chokey. I'm just saying it's partly her responsibility as well. I'm not saying send her to prison. I'm just saying, yeah, she's 17. She made a mistake that maybe an adult that's older who has more experience in these situations wouldn't have made. What if she was, I was changing one of the kids' diapers. The other one grabbed a knife and put it into the electrical socket. Can you pay for my laptop? I didn't have it plugged into a surge protector, and now it's broken. Well, the parent shouldn't... What was the parent doing having an electrical socket? With the babysitter, she was changing a diaper. I'm still fighting. You know what? I'm just for that, 65-35. Privacy. Here's my life story, but some things are too personal even for Reddit, okay? I don't want to tell you why I can't get another job, but I plan to as soon as possible. My wife quit her job right after we found out we were expecting. We'd always planned this. Problem is, she's gotten really lazy. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no. Oh. I understand pregnancy is hard, but it's gotten to the point she won't even make food or clean the house sometimes. She's been whining and complaining constantly since the moment she took the test. She sounds like a child. I hungry, I sore. I hungry, I sore. My head hurts, I'm sick, I can't shit, etc. I understood these things are normal during pregnancy, so as much as it annoyed me, I bit my tongue. You hold up, brother, she's saying I hungry, I sore. Can I info? I have many questions I want to ask. I just want to put info everything. The second I'd get home every night, she'd want me to do something for her. She expected me to cook and clean as soon as I got home every night. The straw that broke the camel's back happened a couple days ago. I'd just gotten home from a 10-hour shift and I was having a flare-up. I just wanted to have a bath and relax because I was in so much pain. I told her I had a terrible day and to just DoorDash something. I rarely let her do this because those fees are fickin' ridiculous. So true. So I thought it would be a treat, but she said she can only eat home-cooked meals and that everything else just makes her sick. This is where I might be the asshole. I yelled at her and told her I had the worst day. She needs to stop complaining and be an adult for once. So she started crying. I immediately apologized over and over, but she left anyway. A couple of hours later, my mother-in-law called me and called me a misogynistic what? And a slew of other names. I hung up because I don't need that. Now the beans are spilled and all the women in my family are mad at me and my wife still won't speak to me. So am I the asshole? Well, like, here's the thing. Okay, careful, Ned. I don't subscribe 100% to the idea that a pregnant woman is above criticism. She can be pregnant really bad. First trimester, Kate had horrible motion sickness, or not motion sickness, morning sickness. And also for like 3 months was like, please don't eat anything. The smell of what you're eating makes me want to throw up. And also don't come near me because the smell of you makes me want to throw up. And I was like, okay, honey, I love you. I'll be down here in my office, I guess. And then the second trimester was like the Garden of Eden. Everything was fine. You start doing stuff to prepare for like the baby. You're like building a family unit. And then the third trimester is just a lot of like, I wish this baby would get out of me. I wish this baby would get out of me. Like combined with like the Ridley Scott H.R. Geiger type stuff where she'd be like, check this out. And she'd like show me your stomach. And there's like a foot going like, so I can understand like why she's hungry and sore. Uh-oh. Does it hurt a lot? I don't know. I was mostly just putting on like 25 pounds of sympathy weight out of pure laziness for the most. I'm playing a lot of Fall Guys. It's pretty much, well, there's not much else. When you do everything, there's nothing else to do after that. You know, you're just sort of chilling, waiting for the baby to show up. Anyway, well, yeah, I mean, I don't even know what else. They're both like bad here. They're both bad. I mean, I'm not saying he's bad because he doesn't wait on his wife's every need. Like, he's his own person as well. He's got to like work harder than usual right now. But there's still a limit. Like, if he's had a hard day, I mean, honestly, it's very reasonable. You come back from a 10-hour workday and she's like, cook some food for me. And he's like, can we just DoorDash tonight? And she's like, no, I have to eat home-cooked food. Well, then fucking cook some food, lady. Sorry. But like, every human being has their limits. You just give him, can you wait? Like, can you have a snack and wait like a couple hours? He'll have a bath and decompress a little bit and then he can make some food. He's still a human being as well. Of course you, no, it would never, that's it. Okay, let's see if the prediction is right here. You're the asshole. Hi, someone with, oh, here we go. Someone with the moral high ground. Hi, someone with an actual food allergy, lactose and potentially gluten. Please don't use unconditioned that can and is life-threatening to make your life easier. Also, their job 10x harder. Holy crap, this is my most liked comment. Yay. Edit 2. My allergies are not life-threatening, but they are a pain in the assets. Hi, someone with 1 point question mark food allergies here. Please don't pretend to have food allergies that are life-threatening. Mine aren't, but some people's are. Thanks for the Reddit comment. 100% this. Proud 20-year vegan here. And the parent of a child with life-threatening butt allergies. What? Excuse me? Your child has a life-threatening butt allergy? I don't understand. Oh, no! Oh, man. Same page there. Also with the baby sometimes it's just beef. Beef and chicken are kind of like a wonder food when you're actually like growing. Like one little piece of meat, it's got lots of vitamins and minerals. Anyway, the point is, that's not the point. When I was a vegetarian, I realized it's actually like really annoying. Because sometimes you'll just be like minding your own business. You'll like go to a barbecue, you'll bring a salad. People will be like, why do you have that salad? You'd be like, oh, I'm a vegetarian. Then they would get on your ass because they have a preconceived notion that you get on their ass. They would almost be like threatened by your dietary choice. Like you think you're better than them or something, and you're like, I'm really just trying to like eat my salad. Oh, does this make you jealous? Nom 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 nom. Oh, look, oh, this steak is so juicy. Nom 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 nom. Like when you actually don't care. So I think people have this idea sometimes that like all vegetarians and vegans have a position of moral superiority and like turn up their nose at people who eat meat. When I think in reality, that's a very small percentage of people like that, especially as we go to Aritzia. And then Cameron Diaz is like, oh, I love that place, but I can't go back. Ever since I turned vegan, they have animal products in all their food, even when I ask for them to not have any animal products. Larry goes, why don't you just lie and tell them that if you eat any butter, it'll kill you? And then, Cameron, hi. Don't talk to me, Larry. What did I do? You know your little bright idea with telling them I'm deathly allergic to butter? Well, they had to close down the restaurant because they had to do 3 hours of deep cleaning, and then they put it on my bill at the end. Cameron, how could I have known that? That's not like a season 4 golden age curve bit. Fuck you, Larry. But that's like a season 12. That could be a season 12. Fuck you, you bald prick. And hey, Larry, don't call me. So, anyway, scrolling. Just coming down from that one for a second. I'm just scrolling. Just scrolling. Am I the asshole for asking my husband's friend if he was going to bring his wife's ashes when he moves in with us? What the hell is the... What? I guess I shouldn't laugh, but it's a very bold statement. My husband's friend lost his wife 4 months ago. He had cremated and used to keep her ashes in their home. He unfortunately had to lose his home to medical debts and asked me and my husband to let him move in with us and stay for a few weeks till he figures it out. I'd like to go back to the homepage now. I'm not having any fun. He told us this during dinner. My husband said, of course we'd welcome him to move in and stay in our house. I, for some reason, kept thinking about his wife's ashes. Now, I'm not of fan cremation, but obviously I can't control how others choose to honor their deceased loved ones as much as I would like to. But still, seeing ashes or being around them gives off weird vibes that I cannot control. I decided TJ speed jump and asked his friend if he was going to bring his wife's ashes as well. His friend got quiet and my husband gave him a death. Like slow boiling and like my skin slowly like sloughing off and stuff like that. And like my eyeballs falling out. I'm like, what if they didn't hinge the door properly and it like opens up and then I kind of like... I'm half soupy and I spill out of the front door or something like that. Just put me in the... You could do like a pizza at the same time or something. You could put me next to the pizza. You could do some batch tasking, but like, don't put me in the slow boiler, man. I don't want it. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm old fashioned, but it's just like a little gross. You don't have to bury me. I'm not. My experience, fathers, they lose sight of what they're working for. They work and work and work to give their kids everything and the best, and that's not flawed, but I promise sometimes you can do the best without everything. From my personal experiences, we had a great childhood. Big Christmases, family trips to Disney a couple times, cables. The first house on the block with a dedicated landline for the internet. We had a lot. Know what we didn't have? My dad home much at all. We could have gone with less. You're absolutely right. You could have gone with less to have more. If your father had been less successful at his job, you would have gotten the internet later, and then you wouldn't be here making this crazy 500-word essay when the guy apologized. He already apologized. Edit, thank you for the awards. I actually just talked to my dad, and I told him about this post. Sanest Redditor just dropped. Hey, Dad, I just wanted to tell you about info. I know what this is. Is this really considered part-time work? Anyway, you know what? I think we made it. We made it through. Oh, man. That was a good session. I didn't expect to yell so much. I honestly thought we would do like an hour and then go back and play some Dome Keeper, but instead we just kept going. I don't know if Kate is streaming today. She was a little bit better. What does your shirt say? It's an old merch drop. Because I can keep the desk in squalor for as long as it takes in order to keep the other plates spinning. All right, Kate is apparently not going to be live today, which is very fair, but she is getting better. Excuse me? I go to the Twitch homepage, you try to get me DMCA'd. It's probably an anime theme song. Hard day on Twitch, huh? Just chatting? Just chatting? I'll send you over to Chib, okay? But don't tell him this, but I resent that he's playing Cyberpunk. But he did play Kitchen Nightmares yesterday. So as you know what? I no longer resent it. I think that's fair.